What pet insurance does not cover, most owners find out too late. In this video, we're taking a closer look at how insurance actually works and some of the things people often misunderstand about their coverage. A lot of people assume their insurance policy will cover almost any situation that comes up. But the reality is that most policies include specific rules about what's covered, what isn't, and when certain protections actually apply. Those details can make a big difference when it comes time to file a claim. And many people only realize how those rules work after they're already dealing with a situation where they expected their insurance to help. That's why understanding the basics of how coverage works ahead of time can be so helpful. I'm Erin from Insurance Wise, and on this channel, we break down insurance topics in a way that's easier to understand so you know what you're actually paying for and how your coverage works before you ever need to use it. Before we walk through the website together, if you want to check pet insurance pricing for your own pet while watching this video, you can use our Lemonade pet insurance link in the description below. That link will take you to the same page we're about to look at so you can explore coverage options and see how plans appear for your pet's breed, age, and location. Now let's take a look at what the Lemonade's pet insurance site looks like and when you first land on it. So when you first land on the Lemonade's pet insurance page, the headline you'll see is Insurance for the 21st Century. So this page highlights a digital-first approach to insurance where pet owners can explore coverage, manage policies, and submit claims through an app. You'll also see examples showing how claims can be processed quickly through the platform. For many pet owners, one of the main reasons they start researching pet insurance is to prepare for unexpected vet bills, which can sometimes become expensive depending on the treatment needed. That's why understanding the details of a policy ahead of time can help pet owners know what situations may be covered and which ones may fall outside the policy. So as you scroll further down the page, you'll see a section highlighting Lemonades as America's top-rated insurance for dogs, cats, puppies, and kittens. You'll also see customer ratings and reviews that show feedback from pet owners who have used the service. For someone researching pet insurance options, this part of the page provides a quick overview of how the company presents its coverage and customer experience. But before choosing any policy, one of the most important things pet owners usually want to understand is what a pet insurance policy actually covers and what it doesn't. So scrolling down, this area highlights several types of veterinary services that insurance plans may help cover depending on the policy. For example, some policies include coverage related to diagnostics. This may include tests such as x-rays, MRIs, lab work, CT scans, and ultrasounds when a veterinarian is diagnosing a medical issue. There's also procedures, so this can include surgeries, specialty care, emergency treatments, or hospitalizations when a pet requires medical attention. Then we have medications. So medications may also be included depending on the policy and the treatment required. These examples help pet owners understand the types of medical situations insurance is designed to support. However, just as important as knowing what is covered is understanding what policies may exclude. What pet insurance usually doesn't cover. One of the most common misconceptions about pet insurance is that it works like an unlimited safety net. In reality, most policies include specific exclusions, which are situations that fall outside the coverage terms. These exclusions exist because insurance policies are designed to help cover unexpected medical events rather than situations that were already known or predictable. So let's walk through a few of the most common categories that pet insurance policies often do not cover. Pre-existing conditions. A pre-existing condition usually refers to a medical issue that existed before the insurance policy began. For example, if a dog already had a diagnosed knee injury or a cat had a chronic illness before the policy started, that condition may be treated differently under the policy terms. Insurance providers often review veterinary records to determine whether a condition existed prior to the policy start date. Because of that, many pet owners choose to purchase insurance when their pets are still young and healthy. This allows the policy to begin before many health conditions develop later in life. Preventative care and routine visits. Another area that pet insurance policies sometimes treat differently is routine or preventative care. Routine care usually includes things like annual checkup, vaccinations, flea or tick prevention, and routine dental cleanings. Some pet insurance policies offer optional wellness add-ons that can help with these types of services. But in many cases, basic insurance plans are primarily designed to help with unexpected medical issues rather than routine care that happens every year. That's why it's helpful for pet owners to understand whether preventative care is included in the main policy or offered as an additional option. So we'll also see a section that says huge savings on wellness and preventative care. So this section explains optional wellness coverage that can help with routine veterinary visits and preventative treatments. Examples shown here include wellness exams, parasite testing, blood tests, vaccinations, and medication used for flea or tick prevention. So these types of services are part of regular pet health maintenance, and the wellness option helps pet owners manage some of the ongoing costs. However, it's important to remember that these wellness benefits are usually separate from the core accident and illness coverage, which is typically designed to help with unexpected medical situations that may happen during a pet's life. Waiting periods. Another concept pet owners should understand when reviewing pet insurance policies is something called a waiting period. A waiting period is the amount of time between purchasing a policy and when certain coverage becomes active. For example, some policies may have a waiting period for illnesses, orthopedic conditions, or specific treatments. Waiting periods exist to prevent people from purchasing insurance after a pet has already developed symptoms of a medical issue. Because of that, many pet owners choose to review insurance options early so coverage can begin before health problems arise. So over here, this section highlights coverage designed for younger pets. Many pet owners explore insurance when they first bring home a new puppy or kitten because starting coverage earlier can help establish a policy before health issues appear later in life. You will also see examples of preventative care options that can support early veterinary care, such as vaccinations, microchipping, spay or neuter procedures, and early wellness visits. For many pet owners, reviewing coverage early can help them understand how policies work before unexpected situations occur. Breed-specific conditions. Another factor that can influence what a pet insurance policy covers is breed-specific health conditions. Certain breeds of dogs and cats are more likely to experience particular medical issues because of their genetics. For example, some large dog breeds may be more prone to joint problems, while certain cat breeds may have a higher likelihood of developing hereditary conditions. So because of this, insurance providers sometimes include specific policy terms related to conditions that are common for certain breeds. In some cases, these conditions may have longer waiting periods, specific coverage limits, or exclusions depending on the policy. This is something many pet owners don't realize when they first start researching insurance. They assume that any condition their pet develops will automatically be covered, but if a condition is considered hereditary or related to breed-specific risks, the policy may include different rules about how that condition is treated under the coverage. That's why it can be helpful for pet owners to review policy details carefully, especially if they have a breed that is known for certain health concerns. Understanding how breed-related conditions are addressed in the policy can help pet owners know what to expect before their pet ever needs treatment. Taking the time to review these details ahead of time can prevent surprises later if a veterinarian diagnoses a condition that is common for that breed. So over here, this section highlights several common questions that pet owners often have when they're researching insurance policies for their pets. You'll see topics that explain how pet insurance works, how waiting periods apply, what types of conditions may be covered, and how the claims process typically works if a pet needs treatment. For many pet owners, reviewing these types of questions can make the process easier to understand, especially if they're exploring pet insurance for the first time. These FAQ sections are designed to give you a clear picture of how coverage works so pet owners can better understand what to expect before choosing a policy. Why understanding exclusions matter. Understanding what pet insurance does not cover can be just as important as understanding what it does cover. Insurance policies are designed to help with unexpected medical situations, but each policy includes specific terms that explain when coverage applies and when it doesn't. Many pet owners only realize realize these exclusions after submitting a claim and discovering that a treatment or condition falls outside the policy's terms. That's why reviewing the policy details ahead of time can make a big difference. For example, some pet owners prioritize coverage for emergency surgeries or serious illnesses, while others may want to include wellness add-ons that help with routine veterinary care. Understanding how deductibles, reimbursement percentages, and annual coverage limits work can also help pet owners estimate what their out-of-pocket costs might look like if their pet ever needs treatment. When pet owners review these details before purchasing a policy, they're much less likely to be caught off guard later. Instead of discovering exclusions after a vet visit, they can make informed decisions about the type of coverage that best fits their pet's needs. What pet owners are often surprised isn't covered. One reason many pet owners become frustrated with insurance is because they assume it will cover every vet expense. But many pet insurance policies are designed to help with unexpected medical events, not every type of treatment. Because of that, there are several categories of care that many policies may limit or exclude. One example is elective procedures. These are treatments that are not medically necessary, such as cosmetic procedures or optional surgeries that a veterinarian may offer but that aren't required for the pet's health. Behavioral treatments are another area where coverage can vary. Some policies may include limited behavioral coverage, while others may exclude it entirely or require additional add-ons. This can include things like anxiety treatments, behavioral training recommendation by a vet, or therapies related to behavioral issues. Dental care can also surprise many pet owners. Emergency dental treatment related to accidents or illness may sometimes be covered, but routine dental cleanings and preventative dental care are often treated as wellness services rather than standard insurance coverage. Some policies may also exclude breeding-related expenses, including pregnancy or complications related to breeding. Another detail that can create confusion is how reimbursement works. Even when a treatment is covered, policies typically include deductibles, reimbursement percentages, and annual limits. That means insurance may cover a portion of the vet bill rather than the full amount. Because of these details, pet insurance works best as protection against large unexpected veterinary costs rather than routine care. That's why reviewing policy exclusions and coverage terms before purchasing a plan can help pet owners understand what to expect and avoid surprises later if their pet ever needs treatment. If you want to explore pet insurance options for your own dog or cat, you can use our Lemonade pet insurance link in the description below to review coverage options and see how policies appear for your pet. You can enter your pet's age, breed, and location to see how plans look based on your situation. And if you want to learn more about how different types of insurance works, before making decisions, make sure you're subscribed because we cover topics like this regularly on the channel. I'm Erin from Insurance Wise. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.